Okay, so the video from before, perfect ending. Perfect. It's not the ending, of course, because life is infinite. It keeps on circulating. And that's the same with inside your body, the blood, the doorstroming. It has to go fluent. And that's why, I learned a lot about my own body now. Especially, when I had de blessure de vorige keer op de meterkast. Met de bal tussen mijn twee benen. That was the Genoa Sinaya tijd. Wow. But the universe showed me. I even told Shinaya, because I showed her to jump over a pole, and then she fell, and then I thought, oh yeah, don't go too quick. And then, that evening or that same day, I did a trick, and I also went too quick. So now I've been injured for weeks. But hey, I'm massaging it. But you know what happened yesterday when I came here? It was raining outside, of course, and I knocked on the door, and then Gonzalo opened the door and he said, hey, let me help you with your bicycle. So they always bring my bicycle safe to the back. Thank you. En in de schuur, daar mag ik mijn fiets stationeren. Voor de regen. Spanish vibes. He really thinks about not only of himself, but also the people he cares for. The protection. That's so beautifully, But Gonzalo, thank you. But, he opened the door, but it was slippery and I had those shoes on. Yes, Wednesday whiskey. Yes, Bianca store, Dongen. She doesn't have the store anymore, want ze werkt nu bij van NOORT, if she's still working there. Because I met them, the owners, we had conversations. And her husband, I know where they live. I think they have a son, I'm not sure, but they do have a child together. Her husband, he operates social active in the village in Dongen. And hey, we had many conversations. So Dennis, once again, dat zijn mensen met ander soort verstand en ondernemingen. Niet net als jij, die alleen maar mensen kent met cafés, weet ik veel, die alleen maar drinken, wegzuipen. En je weet wat ze allemaal doen, snap je? Dus die man is ook getuige. En hebben zo'n hond, zo'n bulldog. Of ik ken het niet, maar dat is Spanish pizza. But anyways, I like to conversate with him. He's the gay version of me. And even he says, I love you. I said, oh, I love you too. People, wow, before there was tears, pain, a lot, but now, I had to. There's still pain and tears, of course. But hey, the universe. So, just, I don't know, I got a lot to tell, but I want to finish it up because I still have a few hours to rest before Spanish brother comes home. I thought, I wanted to have a very active morning this day. I thought, hey, he's gonna go out in the morning, but it was raining. I thought, let me have exercise, I grew up here. I wanted to go along other spots over here that I knew as a child, waar ik voor eerst ben gekraakt door die kraker daar. En daarachter heb je ook nog een kinderboerderijtje. Tussen de bossen kan je daar ook komen. Ja. Daarachter, waar de flats Noortje woonde daarachter. En ik wilde ook langs het ouderlijke huis van Noortjes ouders gaan. Ik was wel benieuwd of we nog leefden. Wauw, bijzonder. Maar, dat komt nog. Er zijn genoeg dingen. So, but it rained. And do you know the beautiful thing? Before Spanish brother went out, he was downstairs preparing, but he had homemade cooked food from Sister Anne. I brought a big one for him. So that, because yesterday in the evening he said, hey, I'm going to prepare my food. I said, hey, no, you don't have to. You got food. I said, oh yeah. So he's eating the Turkish food from Sister Anne. Oh, so beautifully. He's going to be thankful. And I'm thankful, Love, sharing, caring. Just simple things. That's so greatness. Wow. So, I wanted to do a lot, but hey, I have to rest because my mind is working 24/7. And the body has to have more rest also because hey, I'm massaging it even between the videos you see it, because I can feel the pijn scheut. So, but This is a natural healing process, and there's more with it, you know. But I know especially how to help myself with it. My children, I want my loved ones. I wanted to say, of course, my children, and you know, Spanish brother. He's gonna be the first proof of a male version that's gonna really say, "Hey, you're right." Because you know, the funny thing was when we were in the kitchen speaking with Spanish pizza, he was doing Spanish vibes, was like sarcastic. He said, "You know." To Spanish Ibiza, he said, "Yeah, you know what the best solution is? Just massage." And then I'm looking. He's so funny. Do you know Spanish vibes? And wow. In the beginning, of course, there was, you know, the language, but now there's only, you know, few words, just looks, and we immediately know what we're talking about, even though in the sarcasm, or anyways, you know. And you know, I first thought, "Are you crazy?" at one point, but hey, no. That's what they thought about me. Hey, do you know, there were few words in the beginning that Spanish Vibes told me. Oh, I remember the day that he and Gonzalo, before Gonzalo disrespected us, hey, they were so excited, remember, you know, about what they wanted to do. Oh, another thing. I was talking about my one period that I was working in Breda and going at school. Working by, no, I was doing that traineeship by Lemon. Ik weet het weer. George zat in mijn klas. Weet je wat zo leuk aan George is? Ik had ook een goede band met hem. Oh, George kent me. Want George werkte daarna, volgens mij liep hij daarna stage bij Jason. En zo heb ik dus my ex-boyfriend ontmoet. He was a manager there. But that dirty bastard wasn't as clean as he showed the world. No, he was stealing money from the cash desk. And you know, Kid Sneakers, here in Tilburg, the owner. Yes, the owner. I even know... Oh, Dennis, you're so lost in it. Hè? Wow, with all your lies. De eigenaren van Kid Sneakers. Er zijn 2 compagnons. Wow, de oudere, die woont in NOORT. Hey, he will know my story too. Maar he told me, because he knew that I went with that boy. But years later, he told me that he stole money from the cash desk. That brother. Yes, he was sick. I can understand because, hey, about his past, I knew a few things. His mother had her own beauty salon. And his stepfather, he had that that company bij de Fatimastraat. Waar eerst de oude buslocaties was. De stationplek in die straat daar. Fatimastraat. And Saturday I called my auntie Fatima in South Africa. She's a teacher, huh? In South Africa. Wow, people. So I connect with people all over the world. If it's not family, then it's entrepreneurs, people. Everyone can be an entrepreneur. You're your own entrepreneur. Yes, that's your own life. So that's what Wayne I also shares, you know, your body. Self-care, self-love, self-respect. If you know how to treat yourself within and on the outside, like a diamond, wow, you'll shine brighter in life. So there's more people that I have to share, but I need to keep it in short lines, of course, because I just want to have a rest now. I just think if there's more I want to share, because I also have to reflect on this, and if it's a long video, it's going to be a long. Hey, you know. Okay, it's still on. Thank you. What else is there to share? Oh yeah, the poem. It's still there. Are we going to do it now? Oh, of course, it's for my mother. Let's put a... oh yeah, here. Because I jumped from the one story to the other story. Do you know in the movies they do that? My son sometimes even thinks, but every child thinks that, hey, but why do they show this in front and then you watch it and then they show totally different? Yes, that's because they want to make it, you know, excited, or they think that's the best shot for you, you know. There's all sorts of ways, but hey, that's confusing for a child, definitely. So I understand my son. Where is that beautiful paper? Yes, it is here that I wrote for my mother in the beginning of this phase. Yes. Okay. Our mother... Oh, and you know, sorry, before... on the other video from 21. Oh, my daughter was born 0021. And, you know, my sister then said... Oh, my mother and my sister were there. In a house... by Paukelaan. They witnessed my birth, my mother and my sister. And the father, of course, no one was resting. He slept all night. Wow. Wow. In that house, I remember the bed was like here. My mother and my sister were here. And I didn't want everyone to chit-chat about... Shh. I was dealing with the pain inside, people. Silencio. And then the two. You know, the first birth, I'm so glad that it was Judith. Luna. Do you know her children are at the same school as Noah? I know where her house is. She lives on the corner. Judith, I was so glad that she gave birth by the first one. And you know, the second lady, dezelfde verloskundige praktijk, Luna, it was that other girl. And I was also glad that she was the one for the second. And you know what the beautiful thing was? Once again, they had to say, God, keep it calm, or else my daughter would fly out. She was in a hurry. she didn't want to go stuck in that tunnel for so long. I remember the first time with my son in the hospital. I asked Judith, how long can it take before it comes out? She said it can take an hour, an hour, 2 hours. Hey, you know what my mind did? Hey, ain't gonna work, eh? So within a half an hour, Noah was born. And the second time, it was in 3 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever, you know. The paperwork's are there. But I remember. So I remember my life. So this is something I wrote for my mother months ago. I don't know. I think I was still in the house. Was I still in the house? In her house. Anyways, here it goes. Our mother tried to find her way back home, just like all, before she didn't know where to go. As life went on, she passed her own, in a world she didn't belong, and left her standing all alone. Of course, we have one world, but it was her own world. Everyone has their own world within to deal with. But hey, I will reflect on it later again. Let's go further. As angry as she can be, it has never set her free. That's why the mess between you and me. That was before, but now I know better. Through all her pains, the outside saw her stains, and they left her there, standing all alone in the rain. A friendly smile and chat is all she cares. And as a child, she keeps on walking back down those stairs to hide in the dark. That's her light. When she doesn't feel safe and needs to run away, back into the dark to stay because she feels they're safe. How she hides for no one to see, how she cries about old times. Some things I sometimes change in the moment, but hey, here it goes. In many ways, a mother tries. In many ways, she cries. And in many ways, she died. But in many ways, she saw the light. And in many ways, she tried to hold tight. Now, in many ways, she gives up the fight. As her children are sitting or standing here to learn from their fears, they try to disappear and to reunite and guide our way back home for the gold in this long home run, and for our little stars to be happy and free. We love you, Nova, Noah, Kartik, our angels from above, to be, to show us pure love, to find within back to the core, and to surrender in our own personal war. Let's create around the world love and peace. Stay steady. Ciao. See you in the next one.